What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you my go-to going out makeup. So this is usually what I'll wear if I go out clubbing or a nice dinner or something like that. If I don't really know what makeup to do, this is usually what I'll lean towards. So yeah, if you'd like to see how I got this makeup, then definitely be sure to keep on watching. Let's just jump straight into it. So I'm going to be starting with my eyes just because it makes it a lot easier if there's any fallout or anything like that. Then I don't have to worry about my foundation. I can literally just do whatever I want to do. Plus I find it a lot easier applying fake lashes when I haven't already done my face makeup, just in case my eyes get watery or something goes wrong. It's just the safest bet. Start with some concealer. This one is the Mecca Max Life Proof Concealer. Putting that all over my eyes. So I just like to do this to cancel out any discoloration that I have on my eyelids. Especially I find like I have very thin skin, so you can see the veins on my eyelids very prominently. So I just like to do this just to have a nice clean base to start off with, and it makes the colors come off more vibrant. Set that in place. So I'm just going to be using just a translucent powder just to set that down, just so the eyeshadows can blend really easily on top of the base. First shade I'm going to go into is from the Tartelette in Bloom palette. So I'm going to be grabbing the shade Sweetheart and just start sweeping that through my crease just on a Zoeva Luxe Soft Defining brush. And I'm literally just grabbing some of that and just washing it through my crease. And the next shade I'm going to be grabbing from that palette is the shade Rebel, which is this one right here. Just on the same brush, but I'm going to be packing it more precisely just in the outer corner area. Just kind of packing it on and then really lightly sweeping it through the crease, but below the other shade that we put down. And once I'm done with that shade, I'm going to go into the shade Leader, which is this darker shade here. Again, with the same brush, but using more precision and popping it right in the outer corners. I'm then just going to switch to my Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush, which is just a bit of a more defined brush, and just kind of smoke it in the outer V area. And then for the lid shade today, I'm going to be going into my Makeup Geek palette. I'm going to be grabbing the shade Grandstand, and I'm just going to be popping that on a little flat shader brush. And then I'm just going to be packing that on as the lid color. It's like one of my absolute favorite eyeshadows to use. If you're only wanting to use the Tartelette in Bloom palette, you could always use the shade Firecracker. It's really, really similar. I just prefer the Makeup Geek shade just because it's a foiled formula, so you're just going to get that tiny bit more kind of like shimmery foiled effect, which I like. I'm just going to quickly jump off camera and pop some lashes on. There's no specific lashes that I kind of lean towards every time I go out. I use just whatever is there. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly jump off camera and pop those on, and then we can move on to the face. So I just finished up popping those lashes on, so now time to move on to the face. So first up, I'm going to be grabbing some primer. The primer I'm going to be using today is the Mecca Max Bring On Bright Primer. It's like an illuminating primer, and It's just kind of got the consistency of almost like moisturizer, I'd say. But I just love any sort of illuminating primer. That's all blended in. I'm just going to grab foundation. What do you know, I'm going to be using my NARS Sheer Glow. And today I'm actually going to be using it with a sponge. I just find it presses the product and blends it out a lot better on my skin when I use a sponge. So once I have the desired coverage for my foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer. So I'm going to go into with the same one that I used to prime my eyes, which was the Mecca Max Life Proof Concealer. And I'm just going to pop this in all of the usual kind of places. I like to pop it on my chin, around my nose, bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and then of course under my eyes. And then I'm just going to go right ahead and blend that out with the same sponge that we used for the foundation. Set my under eyes, I'm going to be grabbing my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And to set my under eyes, I'm just going to grab the same sponge that I used for my concealer and foundation. And I like to just grab the powder on the sponge like that. And I don't necessarily bake or anything, but I just use the sponge just to set it. It just really melts the powder into the skin, and I feel like it definitely helps it last longer, and it just makes sure that everything's really nicely set in place. And I also really like using it on my laugh lines, so I'll just set my laugh lines as well. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm just going to use my MAC Studio Fix powder just on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to set the rest of my face where I didn't set with the Laura Mercier powder. So just my cheeks and my forehead, just so the bronzer and things that I put on top can blend out easier. Alright, so before I do anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows. So for my brows, I've kind of been changing it up lately. I used to just use the Maybelline Brow Precise, and I used to just use that. But since I've been doing heaps of clients lately, I've got the Anastasia Pro Brow Palette. Obviously, I wouldn't get this if I wasn't doing clients and things on the side. I would probably get the soft brown one. I would totally purchase that on its own. It's just handy to have all the different shades, because obviously not everyone has the same eyebrow shade. So I'm just going to be using the soft brown one. First of all, I grab a little spoolie and I'm just going to brush through my brows. And I just like to draw a sort of like a guideline for my brows with this. I just like to grab my Zoeva winged liner brush, and I'll just go into the darker shade of the soft brown. Just kind of feather this through my brows really lightly. And then I'll just grab the lighter shade and just kind of mimic brow hairs in the front of my brows. Just really lightly set them in place with the L'Oreal brow setting gel. And then to finish up the rest of the eyes, I'm just going to get a mix of Rebel and Leader just on a little precise brush, really lightly, and then I'm just going to run this along my lower lash line just to even out the top and the bottom, and just to smoke it out a bit more. And then to highlight my inner corners, I'm just going to grab the shade Funny Girl, which is that like gold shimmery one down the bottom. This one is such a gorgeous shade. I love this. So I'm just going to pop that on my inner corners. So then for bronzer today, I'm going to be grabbing my Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer. And I'm just going to be popping this around the perimeters of my face. And then for blush today, I'm going to be grabbing my NARS blush in the shade Luster, and then just popping that really lightly on my cheeks. I don't really wear that much blush, so I really like this shade because it's just really natural. And you can just kind of pop some on to add a little bit of a flush to your face. And for highlight today, I'm going to be using the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and then using that with my Sigma highlighting brush and just popping that on. I'm going to be grabbing this Models Prefer liquid lipstick. It's in collaboration with Samantha Jade. It doesn't have an exact shade name, but it came in a duo with another nude shade, like a more pinkier nude, but I'm going to be using the more true nude. And then I don't really like to have like a fully matte lip. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but today I don't. So I'm just going to grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Undressed. And I'm just going to pop this over the top of that lipstick, and just to lighten it up and add more of a glossy finish. So that is the completed makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So this is literally just my go-to like going out makeup if I literally have no idea what I want to do. Majority of the time I'll do this. It's just really easy. I know it works for me. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!